for Natasha's Scrapbook Corner, and what I have created for you today is stacked shelves. And I got the idea from some ladies on Instagram, and so I was trying to find out who started them, and I do believe it is Amber from Bambi Deer, and I will link her YouTube channel and Instagram in the description box below. She did have a tutorial, but I did tweak it a little bit. I made mine a little bit taller, and the shelves or boxes are a little bit bigger. So, but I will make sure to link all that information down below. So I use the Mente Forever Young paper collection. This is a cut apart from the paper. This is one of the chipboard stickers. And I use this beautiful little charm from Natasha's Scrapbook Corner, as well as these white corner pieces. I love using those. I think they're just so elegant and add, you know, a different texture to your project. And I have this cut apart with a crepe paper rosette and a scalloped circle that I cut with a silhouette as well as this geometric heart. This was a heart I got in a swap, a little star sticker from Joann's rather. These are flowers from Natasha's Scrapbook Corner, as well as this gorgeous trim that I put on the front and all around the top. So you can see there. And on the side, I used her gorgeous pleated tulle trim, and then this really pretty pink trim that has the pearls in the center. I thought it went really well. On my camera, it doesn't seem to match as well as it does in person. It looks more green for some reason. But I love how this came out. So I'll turn it around and let you see. And then here you can see where I made the back taller than the front. I figured that way, if you are putting several things in, that they won't be as likely to fall out the back if you're reaching in and getting things out. But this is a great way to share embellishments or anything that, you know, if you're doing a swap. That's what I've noticed people creating these for. And this is a project for Loaded Envelope Galore and More Facebook group. It is for the swap in March. I did mention in the tutorial about folding a certain piece in to make your box, but then I ended up covering it with decorative paper. So, and I did add the decorative paper after I put it together, so you're ahead, of course, to put the decorative paper on the bottom, the front, and the back before you put it together. I did have to put these inside side pieces after it was together, so I knew, you know, how much to measure. So I would just measure from the top of this to the bottom of this one and take 1/8 of an inch off, as well as the width. I would just take 1/8 of an inch off for all of my pieces, for my decorative pieces. But if you have any questions about the sizes, just leave it in the comment below or reach out to me through Facebook. So stay tuned if you would like to see how this is made. So this is a tutorial portion, and you will need 4 pieces of 110-pound cardstock cut at 9 3/4 by 3 1/2. And what I'm going to do is glue 2 pieces together, and this will form each side. So I'm going to go ahead and glue 2 pieces together just to show you. And I do like to use fabric tack for this because I want to be able to make sure the edges are even. And fabric tack, you have a little bit of room that you can wiggle your paper or slide it around a little bit. Just depends on what I'm doing, which glue I like to use. So I do like fabric tack for this part. And I'm just going to line that up, slide it into place. And I do definitely like to use a good bone folder or scraper, I guess in this case, to make sure we get all the air bubbles out. And I'm just going to slide that around just a little bit. There we go. Get even. Okay, so here's the second piece, and this is what I've done to create my 2 sides. So this piece is 7 1/2 by 11, and you want to score each side or end at, so the first one's 2 1/2, and then you're going to come to 8 1/2, and that is 2 1/2, and then we're just coming in 2 1/2 on this side. You're going to rotate it to your 7 1/2 inch side, and for the front part of your shelf, it will be 1.5 inches. And then the back will be 2.5, so at 5 inches. So 2.5, and then you can just even rotate it and do 2.5, 2.5, and then 1.5. Board to the side, and then we are going to cut on the score lines up until the one that goes across here, and then we're going to just angle this just a little bit. And when you cut these pieces, make sure to cut these 2 lines, that way when we're making our box, which is your shelf, and you can fold this piece up and it'll be nice and solid on the inside. So cut here and here, and then we'll do the other 2 on this side, and we're just cutting to the score line. Just a little bit. That way these won't hang over on the bottom. So then the next thing we're going to do is let's crease all of our score lines. And what I like to do is the middle piece, fold those down, and then I've been taking the front flap and gluing back here. And just line that up. Make sure you push it up against the inside flap. And see where we trimmed those off, it won't hang down past our box. Because that's all our shelf is like the bottom of a box. Okay, and then make sure this is pushed in all the way. And grab my flat end bone folder here and run that over to make sure it spreads the glue out. And we'll do the same thing to the other side. And you will do this here 2 more times for a total of 3. Forgot to tell you, I angled the sides, so I just took my scissors and put here and then angled them up towards the back. And do the side. So some large scissors come in handy. So do that to all 3 of these. Okay, so I've got our side pieces in, and I'm going to put some art glitter glue and then just line it up with the bottom of your side piece. That looks good. So I will take my bone folder and just really make sure it is adhered. And then we will put glue on, we'll use this one for the top. I'm going to put the top and bottom one, and then we can kind of center the middle one and not have to measure too much that way. So on this one, whoops, let's see here, there we go. I just want to line the top piece up with the top there. Make sure this is lined up, just squeezing it, making sure it's lined up with the front and the back. And then use my bone folder again. Okay, that looks good. And then we will estimate where this one goes. And if you want, you can measure. I think it'll be about 1 inch or 1 1/8 inches between each of them. Yeah, that looks pretty good right there, so I'll put some glue on it. This is a fairly simple project, but I really like the outcome of it. So I will kind of just grab it and there. Looks pretty good. little bit. I'm just making sure everything's lined up. Open the folder. And we'll go ahead and put glue on. And put this piece. We'll start here and line it up along the bottom. And then the middle piece, and make sure we have that with the top. Be careful and flip it over, and then just want to make sure it's grabbing hold. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll just cut, follow the angle of our shelf. And there are our shelves. And I'm really happy with how that came out. So I hope that you give it a try, and thanks for watching.